Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by
The Org Boss. The Org Boss is a residential and commercial organizing company that specializes in decluttering, interior design, inventory staging, business processing documentation, and more. Reach The Org Boss today at 832-617-0624 or send an email to info@theorgboss.com.
True Digital Media Consulting. You're online right now and so are your customers, but marketing has to be a consistent journey. True Digital Media Consulting can help with your online ads, organic growth, and so much more. Contact us today at 832-934-4436 or visit our website at truedigitalmediaconsulting.com.
Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789.
Hey, yo, what's good, my peeps, and welcome to, that's right, Startup Masters, the dopest place where you're going to get riveting content. We're going to drop nuggets like boom, like boom, like boom, because guess what? The people around this table have traveled down the journey, the path that you are either embarking on or you're on, and perhaps you are at a crossroad and you do not know which way to go. Well, guess what? We're going to be able to help you navigate said crossroad. Or even if you're considering starting your business, we'll be able to help you decide what's the most effective and efficient way for you to do so. I'm so excited to be in the studio because I'm in the studio with my G.
What up?
What's up, G?
We back in the building.
It's been
folks.
a minute.
It's been some time.
It has.
But we're back. What's up, Facebook Livers? We see y'all tuned in. We watching y'all. Y'all like a little pregame? We just start playing around with folks on the Facebook. You know how we do. But welcome back to Startup Masters. I'm your co-host, Gary Lee. Now look, you can find me anywhere online, folks. While I do the Birdman hand rub, anywhere online. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snappity, chatting at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with the Z. And I want to give a shout out, obviously, Baron, I see you in the building. Day, what's up? Don Paul's in the building. And our guest is in the building. Because, you know, we got an action-packed show. And we try to bring on good vibes only when it comes to Startup Masters. And we're talking to people who have grind, who have toiled, who have decided to follow their passion and dreams so they can take their entrepreneurial road to that next level. And that's what we do each and every week on this show. So when you turn into that driveway and you run in the house, you hop on that Apple TV. When you stuck in traffic, it's 6 o'clock, and you listen to this podcast live, whatever's going on in your life, know that you're getting the gems, know that you're getting that information that's going to hopefully take your business to the next level as well. KG, you ready to dive in today?
Man, I am so ready because I already know what's about to be.
You know what it
I
is.
already know what it is.
You know what it is. So, without further ado, I've known this young man for quite some time, right? A lot in passing through family, things like that. But having a conversation with him at a good kickback, you know, at a good event one night, finding out that this man is not only an aspiring author, finding out that this man is not only an inspiring motivational speaker.
Oh, man.
Finding out that this man is a blogger connoisseur.
Come on,
Find out this man is a young health professional. I said, you know what, good sir? There's an opportunity at this table.
It
right here.
is.
And this man is known by none other than Mr. Marques Roberts. Marques, what's up, man?
Man, I can't even call it, Gary. Just excited to be here.
Good deal, man.
Love y'all's energy.
Well, this is what we do, man. We over here head down pushing.
Man.
Okay, that's what
Hey,
we doing.
man.
literally,
Okay?
Definitely.
literally.
You better watch
Tell
it,
you,
man.
I have
This
been
is
watching.
what we do.
Yes.
So we like to take people along this entrepreneurial journey. We like to take everybody who's in Facebook Live land. We take all the people out, the thousands of people that's watching us across all the social media platforms, that's listening to us in the kitchen via the Amazon Alexa, wherever they're at. we like to take them on this journey. We like to take them from that original conception of your idea, right? When you said, you know what, I've got some things to do. Then when you put Head Down Pushing and you said, you know what, these are the solutions that I'm offering. These are the products that I'm offering. And then 5, 10, 20-year plan. You ready to take us on that journey?
Yeah. Most
Let's
definitely.
do it. Let's do it. All right. So take us back, DeLorean, 88 miles an hour, going back in time.
Wow.
When you said, man, this speaking thing might just be for me. Changing lives might just be for me. Inspiring folks might just be for me. What was going on?
Man, I was it was weird. I was in between career moves, ran into a friend who was already a motivational speaker. He was like, hey man, I need you to come out and speak at an event. I'm like, no, I need you to come out to an event. I'm like, yeah, you're on tour, I'm gonna be there. I'm there. And he's
That's
like,
what we
no,
do.
No, I need you to speak. I'm like, no, bro. No, I'm not doing it. And he was like, no, man, for real, I need you to come speak. And I'm like, no, like, that's not me. I can't do it. And it's weird because then he was like, no, for real. And I'm like, okay, man, I'll try. And so I go out to a few churches, get invited, start speaking, and it goes well. I'm like, okay, I can do this, you know. And then I do this in preparation for his event. But as I'm preparing and I'm going from event to event to a church here, or maybe to speak to some teachers there, and I'm like, wow, I really like this, and people are really hearing me.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay. And then when his event comes along, it goes great. And then I go out again after that to something else, and it's like, oh, that was bad. And then I had to make that decision. Is this for real, or am I did I just have a moment and I'm through? And it's like, okay, you're going to tighten up and build. And when I did that, made that decision to actually, okay, what is it that I'm trying to do? And I can remember that big failure riding away. My wife was like, you have to stick to your message. And I was like, wow. And she was like, what? And we're riding. I'm like, what is your message? That's it. And so it's Head Down Pushing. What is your message? And that's what I do now. So that's the brand, and that's me. When I come, it's about your message, not about mine.
I feel that. So let's as KG would say, let's peel the onion.
Okay,
back
you already know where I was
little-
going.
I do.
Make me
All
cry.
So let's peel it back a little bit. Let's talk about that failure.
Okay.
Because what we like to call them is a learning opportunity, right?
Got you.
So what place did that put you in at this infancy of business? What mindset did that put you in, and how did you move elsewhere past that?
Okay, the failure. I'm at an event, MLK event, Victoria, Texas. Huge coliseum. They say it's going to be hundreds of people coming, and then you're going to be on this stage. And I'm like, wow. So I'm preparing for this speech where I'm at a podium with my paper, and I'm able to just stand up there, MLK style, deliver.
I said MLK
Did you see how he did his whole? He had his back ready.
Just ready, man.
For real, chest out.
Man, you know, you're young, so you're getting into it, right?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
new to the
yeah.
game, so I'm like picturing this in my mind. Well, we get there. The Coliseum is this huge circle. The whole back half has booths just filled up. Filled up, vendors, and they're selling. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then in between those vendors, there's tables set up for people to eat. Well, in front of that, there's about 5, maybe 8 rows of chairs, and that's where the audience sits. And 20 feet away from there is the stage that's 3-4 feet up, and you're back there. So it's like, I see people singing, I see bands, and no one's paying attention.
Wow.
And I'm like, I gotta speak in this.
That's a setup.
As you're playing, man, they're playing. The kids just running around, playing tag, going crazy. It's like, man. So I get up on the stage, I'm giving my speech, and the same thing is happening. Mind you, I'm still new, I'm green.
Yeah.
They're going crazy, and then I finish. You know, I'm like, man, that was horrible. I'm walking off. A couple old cats walk up, and they're like, man, you was saying some stuff up there. These people may not have listened to you, but you were saying some stuff.
Well,
these people,
one or two gather.
Wow,
Come on,
man. It
talk
was
to me.
like, okay. They were like, yeah, well, you know, we want you to come to our church. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And I walk over to my mom and my wife, which is my girlfriend, fiance around there, and she says, they're like, oh no, you did good. And I'm like, that sucked. That was terrible. And we got in the car and we were riding, and that's when we were kind of talking, and I was telling her about what I was doing with the speaking. That's when she said, you know, you should stick to your message.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay. And when she said that, I was like, I got it. And so it was like lock-in time. time. And I decided to put, 10 toes down, and I'm going to fight for it. And I'm going to make this thing happen. It's like that was that moment that said, you go make it and go be that. Like, just and put everything into that vision, that brand, and don't detour off. And I, managed to do that, but still, that was it. That was the moment.
Yeah, and sometimes it takes that.
Don't detour off.
You heard that?
Your plan. Like I hope as G would say, you got your virtual notepad going on, because that was a gem within itself.
Yeah.
Don't detour away from what your message is.
It's so easy. This day and age, T-shirts, right? Everybody kicks off a brand. What's the first thing you do?
You get that T-shirt, man.
Hey, man, I want a shirt. And so I did that, right? I had my little shirt with my hashtag. Everybody's like, I want a shirt, Marques. My mind went from the brand, what is your message, to how do I sell these shirts? And so as I'm lost and I'm struggling, I'm like, man, what's wrong? And I'm like, these stupid shirts.
Yep. Hashtag deviation.
I took the box, put them up in the top of the closet. I'm not selling no more shirts. I don't sell shirts. And, people that ask, okay, I got you. Like, no, I don't need you to get this shirt. I need you to get this message.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Don't deviate.
Yeah, that was it, man. So one of those times I had to learn from.
Talk a little bit more, because I got a sense that this 10 toes down, I'm gonna fight for it. It came from somewhere. It came from a basketball court. It came from a football field. It came some type of, that's your competitive advantage. So talk to us a little bit more where that actually stems from.
Man, I would say it starts with my parents, starts with faith, just that whole foundation. And then also football as well, the sports and growing up. Watching them go to work every day and saying, you know what, I got to be accountable to the investments that they made in me. And not only them, but those other people who were that message in my life, who sold into me. So it's like, okay, in college I fell off, did some bad things, came home and I wasn't on that right path, and you got to find that place of where you get sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Your low point got to be murky.
Man, what is it? The lower you go, the higher you'll go up, right?
There's some opportunity, man. That yo-yo effect. But I think you hit something, and that's accountability.
Definitely.
Right? The accountability is so important. Am I right, KG?
It is so important. And I tell you, that the one thing I think about accountability, the biggest piece that I still have moments where I'm like, I gotta get better with my time management from an accountability standpoint. And as I'm thinking through this, I think this might be something that this portion of the show is sponsored by the Org Boss can help you, me, and everybody with. Has the clutter in your home or office gotten out of hand? Are you sick and tired of spending way too much time trying to find the things you need on a daily basis? If so, then give the Org Boss a call so that she can help you create organized, functional systems that match your personal lifestyle. The Org Boss is a residential and commercial organizing company that specializes in decluttering, home staging, interior design, space planning, inventory staging, and business process documentation for growing businesses looking to formally process their documents and their procedures. Call the Org Boss today at 832-617-0624 or send an email to info@theorgboss.com. That's info@theorgboss.com.
That's what it is. Got to get that organization. And we want to say what's up to all those that's tuned in right now. Don Paul says, great wisdom from the wifey, honest but encouraging, because that's important. Of course, Kevin Steele's tuned in. What's up, Kev? Jared's in here. Mildred's in the building. Joseph, Kate, Nicole, Kia, Deshonda Owens. D, I need to talk to you and the hubby, so make sure y'all hit me up. But
Deshonda. And look at Kate, you got you a fan on here. Look, Miss Thompson. Phenomenal speaker supporting FBC Youth Department.
Doing it tough.
Enjoy them every year.
That's what's up, though. Yeah. Julie, we see you. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, everybody who's tuned in, make sure y'all hit the share button so people know. Just tap the little share button and share it out with the people so we can keep the party rolling and get any questions you got that you want answered from this entrepreneur right here, excellence right here, this perhaps startup master.
Hey, right here.
So, continuing down this road, obviously we talked about where you came from. Let's talk about where you're at today. If someone is looking for a marquee, They're looking for Marques Roberts. What do they get from him? Talk about what you're providing.
And I think the number one thing you're going to get from me is passion. You're going to get impact, and empowerment. I'm going to bring something to you that is not about me, but about your core values.
You said that.
About your foundation.
Yeah.
When I say your message, I'm truly speaking about that. I'm trying to bring my story to you to open your eyes up. Take what I've been through, take my mistakes, take some of the things, my successes, and now apply it to yourself. I'm not this person that came from riches. I didn't do it. It wasn't anything I would say significant. And so it's out there for everyone, but you just have to find it in yourself to be bold enough to make it happen.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, you are helping us unlock the greatness that's already inside of us.
That's it.
That's what he got the key.
That's it.
The key.
Right. And I got the lock. Come on.
And I love this. And for those that are tuned in right now, we've got the website up, HeadDownPushing. And you've got some key words on this website. That was the first thing that drew my eye. So when you say what is your message, talk about some of these words and what they mean to you.
Oh man, these are the core principles right here: faith, focus, courage, accountability, consistency, humility, willingness, and patience. And these are my 8 principles, my own personal definitions. Number 1, I always start with faith, the unwavering continuation on the path that God has determined for your life without knowing what lies ahead. I just think that's so important right there, that unwavering part, and that he gave you the key. So when you think of faith, you think of purpose. Purpose implies abilities. Purpose implies the capability. Purpose says that you have it. Purpose says that you're here for a reason. So it can lift you up out of so many different holes. It can bring you to so many places, and then it can propel you forward as well. So I'm just really trying to get people to see themselves. The number one thing when I say what is your message, or when we talk about purpose, is that we get in our own way. So we have to learn how to see us like he sees us.
Yeah.
And once we can do that, now we can start taking those steps forward in faith and apply the humility. A big part of humility for me was looking back.
Talk about it.
He comes into your life. Now I can look back with that humility. Man, now I saw my selfishness, my mistakes, what I wanted, those unfavorable moments. But I also see what you were trying to do. I see what you did. I see what you built in me. I see the strength. I see the knowledge. I see that willpower. I see that fire. I see how I dug out. And then what's important is when we climb out of those holes, when you apply that humility and see what you've come through, now take it and own that identity.
Now that is so. Listen, it's on fire. Like I got to back away a little bit.
Identity.
Talk about identity. So a couple of weeks ago, we had someone on the show, Keith, and Keith is a marketing branding expert to help you unlock your identity, so you can go out and do the exact same thing that you're talking about today. The name is King. What's up, Keith? How did you go about to determine your principles, your pillars, your purpose?
That humility, revisiting. So faith, you go immediately to your foundation. What's your truth? So I had to go right to my truth. Anytime that I fell off, anytime that I was lost, down and out, what did I turn to? Number 1, faith. And so then from there, it was just identifying what did I have in my life, or what did I use in my life that actually pushed me forward. It was focus. It was consistency. When everybody else wouldn't do it, what did you do? You got up and you went. When everybody else wasn't locked in, you were locked in. And focus for me is you got to be careful with that one, because there's a day-to-day focus and there's an overall focus. And so I'm just I try to stay mindful for that. And then the accountability. That's huge to me, because we have so many people that's so into us, directly and indirectly. And just the value of that alone, just a person just being honest to good person.
That's it.
And man, that'll change your life if you allow it.
Ooh, listen, that will change your life. And the truth of it, even the truth when it stink, when it looks like it's something we don't even want to be attached to, that's where the magic happens. So many times. So listen, truth is Facebook. We gotta tell you, we gotta bid you adieu, okay? But here's the cool thing about it is that you can continue to hang out with us, and I'm gonna tell you exactly how. But first, Facebook Live. We ask that you subscribe. My man G had already mentioned this. Subscribe to our show on all the major platforms, including iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Stitcher. You got the app. Just go up there and subscribe so you can ensure that you are staying up to date and fresh on all of our content that we're dropping every single week. And not only that, we have additional shows on the platform. You love hip hop, check out that Boom Bap. If you wanted to get a little bit more on legal, check out Injustice. If you want to get your cash flow right to start up this business, the Money Factor has everything you need in store. And of course, we would love for you to drop us a review on the show in iTunes with constructive feedback. As G had mentioned as well, share this Facebook Live post and the entire show with our family and friends. And of course, last but not least, donate. If you love the content, if you love the energy, if we have impacted you in some way, shape, or form or fashion by doing this, showing up every single Tuesday, donate to our mission to bring enriched and inspiring content to you. You can donate at www.thesphere.tv/donate.
Good deal.
See you, Facebook.
We see you. AR, we appreciate you, Laurenette. All right, I'm assuming Facebook's over. So let's keep this party rolling like we do, because my fingers was tired. I've been over here sharing.
We can tell.
I'm trying to pay attention.
We can tell.
I'm hitting this invite. Because you got to get. I hate when Facebook changes their algorithms, because then you have to force people to say, hey, the show is available. Tune in. We got great content. Tune in. This is what's popping. So, diving back into it, man. Obviously, you've talked a lot about what you're giving of self and how you're sowing into people. You're changing lives through the faith, through being, through the humility, being humble at the same time, taking all those lessons you've learned. But what's sowing into you? What are you doing on a day-to-day, week-by-week, month-by-month to keep that battery recharged so that you can continue to stay in your flow? I'm still in all KG stuff. To stay in your juju, to stay in that zone so you can, give out the excellence that you do.
Recharging is that's huge. So, again, that foundation, you stay in the Word, you pray up, exercising. That's the time for me to get away, just unlock my mind, running, even playing with my children. Sometimes just allowing them to run and jump on me. They're 2 and 5, right? So they don't have too much conversation, or sometimes it's too much conversation. Nothing really. So it's cool to just enjoy them, and that's a recharge. Just looking in their eyes and being happy and full of joy after spending moments with them in that time, and it just fills you up like, yep, because of you, I gotta go get it.
Yeah.
Or then laying down with them, with my wife at nighttime and just watching TV, enjoying her, and just being like, man, someone enjoys my presence.
Nice.
So I'm like, man, like, God, you honor me with that. Let me go honor you with this grind. And then at times the grind gives you energy. The grind gives you energy. It's amazing when you talk about what is it? Run and not be weary.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
just keep running. But when you're running for the right things and you're running with focus, you're running with that right intent and not being restless, you just kind of pick up that energy and that charge to keep going.
I love that, man. The grind gives you energy.
Listen, the grind.
Is that kinetic? Is that? I'm wondering.
Listen.
I'm like, I get back what I put in.
Boom.
Come on,
if you grinding in the right, listen, outfitted with that vibranium, baby.
Talk about kinetic energy just transferring. That's what I'm hearing, man.
That's what I'm hearing too. Because at the end of the day, we were created to walk in abundance.
Talk about it.
And if we are walking, and my grandfather would say it all the time, if it's hard, if it's anxiety, if there's some worry in it, you need to think about it for a second, because you are going down the wrong path. Definitely. Because if it's meant for you to be, it's not going to be completely easy, but it should be a pretty journey going down that road to the entrepreneurship or to whatever it is you want to do.
Oh, man, I can remember being home from college and just trying to figure out life in general.
Yeah.
And so I was on that restless path. I would come into church, and when I would come in, I'd come in right after offering was given and the pastor was going up, he would have to have prayed, read his scripture, and started speaking. And I was out the door probably before he could even raise his hands to open up the doors of the church. And one weekend,
no benediction. Team, no benediction
at all, man. And one weekend, one of the church mothers I grew up with, she called me and was like, "Boy, you restless. Boy, you restless." And I was just like, wow. You could just see it all. I could feel it, but to have someone point that out and know it's from a place of love, it was like, okay, what am I running from? And then, so if I'm running from something, if I'm chasing distractions, so what is it that I'm not facing? And then that's when life started to turn around, when I was willing to face what I was running from myself, actually.
I love it, because you're more effective now.
Yes.
And speaking of being effective, I'm just curious. We had a side check, so you guys might not know about this. I'll fill you in. But you also maintain a corporate job.
Yeah.
This is the side hustle, but you also have a main hustle.
Exactly.
Then I'm guessing is financing the side hustle
Exactly.
at this point. So what do you have? What systems do you have on rinse and repeat that is helping you stay effective with your time, considering that you got a small window to get things done?
Yeah. So there's some foundational things, and then there's operational things. Foundational, what can I pull from here that's adding to me? Just every day when I come in, because we get beat down going to that main job.
Listen.
When you want to walk away.
We all done done it.
Man, so you have to focus on what am I adding to me? And it's crazy because now I go speak at healthcare conferences in front of 600 people. And I would have never had that confidence if it wasn't for what I did outside of work.
Boom.
But I would have never been in this place outside of work if I wouldn't have said, you know what, you need to go to Toastmasters to get more confidence for small talk.
Personal development. Did you get it?
You gotta have that.
So foundational, then operational. Oh man, there's so many things. I build newsletters for communication within the company and things like that. So now I take that off, create one pagers, website design, and now it's like I have to do it at work. So why can't I do it for myself? And so as far as rinse and repeat, speaking, one thing I love to do with social media, when I get a true just thought and I'm passionate about it, I'm stopping wherever I am and just going to it. I'm recording it and sharing it, giving it out. And I get so many responses almost like instantaneously that night, the next morning, waking up to just messages. And for me, I love that part because it's the impact. Man, I was about to quit today, but you know what? Thank you. You know what? I'm showing this to my son, and they really appreciated what you said, and so I could see it in his eyes that a change is happening. So thank you for sharing that with us. And so things like that are good for me. And then constructing speeches, you give me the subject matter, I'll spend some time with it, and it's just the way I compose it. Things like that are just operation.
Yeah, I mean, you're using the right platforms to get that out. If you're impacting people, especially through social media, it's because you're literally using that tool to market directly to people, and it's something of substance. And that's what we need a lot of times. If you're going to market to us, give us that marketing that feels like it's substantive. Speaking of which, this particular portion of the show is sponsored by True Digital. So you're online right now, and so are your customers. The question is, how do you actively reach them? Marketing has to be a consistent journey, and we're here to walk with you every step of the way. True Digital Media Consulting can help with your website development, online ads, your business reputation, and organic growth on search engines. Give us a call today to discuss a customized strategy for your business at area code 832-934-4436, or send us an email over to info@truedigitalmediaconsulting.com. Mention the sphere to receive a free 30-minute strategy consultation. So make sure your marketing has good impact, folks, and check out True Digital. Now, Marques, obviously, there's a need to protect this creative space of yours. There's a need for you to step away from everything that's pulling at you, from the 9 to 5 to the 5 to 9 to the wife and kids. What are you doing to close that box in so that you don't have anything that pulls you away when you're trying to impact people through your writing, when you're focused on making sure that you meet any deadlines and agendas that you have to meet, any goals that are necessary for you to step on that podium the next day?
I just lock in. I don't have that much time. It's like you said, wife, kids, work. And so everything is truly important to just lock in and just throw all of myself into the next task. And in doing that, I talked about the energy coming back to me. I talked about thought. Well, I haven't mentioned that, but thoughts just kind of they just start flying. And it's almost like you have to catch up with yourself.
Now, and when you're locked in, are you just in a room somewhere, lights low, candles lit? Like, what's that? Paint that picture for us so we see what that looks like for you.
It's funny. We just talked about this weekend, Sunday. I tell my wife I'm going to go up to the job just to get away. I like to be in just complete solitude and just hammering it out. And, if it's editing, if it's writing, if it's just putting thoughts together, just in complete solitude and just going at it in my office, door closed, and just no one else is in the office and going at it. Sometimes like tomorrow night, I'll leave work early, go do some stuff, work out, come back, finish some stuff from work. Everybody will leave the office, and then I'll stay there till 10, 11, cranking out stuff for the personal side.
That's dope, man. I never even thought about utilizing that workspace for you. You know what I'm saying? And at that capacity, because I know for me, I was like, let me get out this door so I can get to. But to be able to come back and say, no, I'm going to turn this into this creative zone, this zen location. Nothing's pulling at me, and I can truly deliver the content that people need. I think that's dope. KG, when you think about, what's the word I want to look for? Perseverance.
Yeah.
And you think about pushing through in situations, would I be correct to say that what Marques is demonstrating, working through this corepreneur situation, and I'm saying this to you because for those that are watching, we've had this conversation, and KG has been a champion on this. Would you say that this is something that's necessary for every corepreneur to touch and hold on to?
Oh, for sure. For sure. Because here's the thing, as you mentioned, is because he is doing this as his side hustle, his main hustle is giving him some opportunities that he perhaps wouldn't have got. And he's also sharpening his skill set while he's financing the dream.
I hope y'all caught that. For those that see y'all every now and then we'll throw something between just us two.
Yeah.
And it's things that I want you all to catch, and we want to make plain for y'all, because at the end of the day, you've got to get something from these conversations. And those that are sitting in your 9 to 5 right now, everybody at this table has done it. Some of us are still doing it.
Okay.
But we're sitting at that 9 to 5 praying for those big opportunities so we can literally step away. But you just heard the testimonies. You've heard the constant conversations about being able to use that place as your own refuge to sow back into self, because you need it, especially when you've got so many other things pulling at you left and right. It's life is too crazy.
It's too crazy.
And you're shackled sometimes to so much, man. I don't even have a wife and kid, but I couldn't even imagine
what's going on right now,
what's going on? I couldn't imagine.
Well, but you know what? We talked about this before too, is that we forget that we forget that this is something that can't be created in the microwave. This entrepreneurship journey has to be preheated, and it has to go into the oven. Yep. We got to give it time to bake.
Yeah, when I say head down pushing, what is your message? You got to think about it. Children, wife.
Yeah.
I got a message for them too. Work, message for them too. So you all just in your roles for each other, for your team, there's a message in that in your being. And so again, when you get that energy back by putting it out, man, you'd be surprised. You think that you're walking away to go just, dumb out, just let my mind just go watch Love and Hip Hop or Housewives of Atlanta or something, right? You just go, what my wife calls the guilty pleasure, but you can actually get the energy by putting it into someone else. Well, I go play with my kids and they get me hyped up. Okay, babe, I'm going to go upstairs in the room and write tonight because I just got something.
You got what you needed from them.
Yeah, a lot of times that recharge or sowing energy, you reap what you sow. So you sow energy out as a husband. You sow it out as a father. You sow it out as a neighbor. You sow it out as partners, and then it comes back into you, and, you just apply it accordingly.
You know what else came up just now? We're talking about legacy.
Whew. Man.
Talk about it.
And we're talking about kids, wife. You're creating a legacy at the job.
Man.
Gee, you creating legacy with faculty, with staff, interns.
Trying, Jesus. I'm trying. Pray for me.
Right. You know what I mean? I mean, we got Elijah over there doing the clump laugh over there, but
and the two-step,
Right.
Get waters, but you're right though. Legacy, and why do it if we're not gonna do it for those that come up behind us?
Yeah.
Why do it if we're not gonna do it so that we can see them smile and grow and take what we've created and go run with that thing?
That's a shift in our culture.
Mm-hmm.
It started with the drop of the 444.
Come on.
I mean, but it's just where we are as a culture. I mean, we just had Black Panther come out. Like, if we don't see this shift and take heed to it and jot down some notes and figure out how we can implement it, then we can't complain when we 20 years down the road and we're still in the same predicament.
What are you leaving behind?
Yeah.
So my quote for that is, the best of us lives on in the rest of us.
Woo!
I like that.
And you think about that.
Everybody
Let me
write
grab
that
mine.
down.
Let me get that. Say that
Digital
one more time
pad.
The
for
best
us.
of us lives on in the rest of us. And I mean, you think about those hard times. I remember my dad saying, my mom saying, I remember my grandfather saying, and you have that moment of where you can really hear them literally when you're doing your thing. And you hear them when you're doing your thing because it was the best of them.
Yeah.
Or you see them in that moment smiling when you did what you used to do that they used to get so proud about, and you look for them in the stands when you play sports, whatever it is. But that's the best of them coming out, and you're just like, wow. And so how do you pass that on to your friends, again, family, children, whatever have you?
And how do we keep those generational curses with us? Somebody on the show, I think it was Kylie, shout out to Spin Dad. He said that his father told him that he wants all generational curses to die with him.
Man, pressure.
How powerful is that?
Yeah.
Deep.
Starting with a clean slate,
Come
just
on.
filled with wealth.
Yeah. But man, when they put that on you, it's like, he won't put more on you than you can bear. So then
Yeah.
you get proud about it because
You
it's my
should.
job to do it. It's
Yeah.
like, I had a friend tell me, man, Marques, your dad built the foundation and now it's time for you to take it here.
That's it.
That's
And I
awesome.
was like, whoa, that's deep. But it was
Yeah.
so real.
Yeah.
His dad wasn't there. So he just had his grandfather, grandmother, and he did his thing. And I was like, you didn't even know that, but that's what it is.
And the beauty of that is when you were given the responsibility, that's when you step up to the plate. If no one ever puts it in front of you and says, no, I require more of you, then you're never going to deliver. So I love it that we now having these conversations about, no, let me show you, son. Let me show you, daughter, what we're doing, because this will be yours one day.
Yeah.
And I expect you to take this and run with it. Speaking of taking something and running, this particular portion of the show is sponsored by us running right here at the Sphere. So, are you starting your business or looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at the Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States, as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send us an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv. So, we've talked about where you came from, good sir. We've talked about the things you're delivering today. Give us that glimpse of what head down pushing looks like 5, 10, 20 years from now.
I think the niche is identified. The platform is there from the book, from the corporate tools that I've gained. And I'm standing there in leadership and change management and helping people build up their lives, possibly coaching. I really don't want to, I won't say I don't want to go into that, because if that comes my way, it comes, you accept it. But just using those tools and whatever life or whatever platform, whatever journey that the book, once I complete that, takes me on, that is like the setup for that next step. I would say the 5 year, 20 years. It's just, I think the speaking portion of it is going to take me to that next echelon. And that's just where my investment is the speaking and be able to tell stories, paint pictures, and deliver messages that just provide impact, provide insight and impact.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all caught that, but I caught two things. One was multiple streams of income. Marcus just talked about a book. That's a stream. Speaking engagement. That's a stream.
Bam.
And some other things as well. But
Coins.
something else. Coin, ching. Something else he spoke about was core competencies from his job. Like, if you're still sitting in that cube right now and you like, I got to get out of here, and you are sitting down developing what that passion project is going to do for you and get you out of that cube, start with your transferable skills.
Whew. I knew it was coming.
You knew, 'cause I saw you looking at me like, he was like, come on,
let me
KG.
in.
Like, come on.
You say it or I say it.
Yeah, because what we just heard from Marcus was that he's taking what, as we just talked about earlier, and he's going to transfer that over into his business, into his legacy, into creating his wealth building. We're building wealth right now for somebody else. Cut out the middleman and build it for yourself.
Come on, man.
Amen.
Get out the cube,
That's a
y'all.
preacher at this
Hashtag
table.
get out the cube.
Get out the cube. 2018. Get out the cube.
This is the year, baby.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's deep. That's so dope. I'm gonna call you like the scientist, because you just dissect the message. Yeah, just make it real applicable. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But
My word this year is simple, simplicity.
man, that's
Because
it.
I overcomplicate a lot of stuff.
Don't we all? Don't we all? Sitting up there struggling.
So I've got a complicated question for you.
All right.
If you don't mind, KG, you ready for this?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. So obviously we're talking multiple streams of income. So we're talking a book. We're talking being able to stand at that pedestal, whether it's in front of healthcare professionals or anyone, but the goal is to impact, right? But let's take that eraser and erase that last speaking opportunity. Let's take that keyboard and Control Alt Delete and remove that last Word document you worked on. Let's start to roll back the tape and remove all those speaking opportunities, 600 people, 30 people, Toastmaster advice, all the professional development you've put into self to build this monolithic thing that you've created that is there to have the accountability, is there to really push through and deliver a message to people that are in need. Rewinded the tape all the way back to the beginning. We're going to leave you with the knowledge and slide you a little seed money. How would you do things differently this time around, knowing everything that you've learned through this first iteration?
That was I think there's two answers.
Okay. Call me the magician. That's the sign. I'm the magician.
So
I just flipped up.
there's mistakes in the chase. I mentioned the t-shirts and things, distractions. I would change some of the distractions, allowing myself to veer off on this path and that path. But at the same time, I wouldn't change anything, because I think that I've allowed myself to go at my pace. I allowed myself to find my pace, and now just throw all of me into this. Learn the process, build myself up, build your speaking skills, pull the knowledge in from here. If anything, I would try to make it happen faster, which wasn't meant to be, because then I'd be out of position, right? So I have to build it in order to, I like to say, don't chase it. I think that's all we want, right? We want to get that thing, make it come, but anything that you chase is running from you. So don't chase it, be and become. Just be and become. And so I'm being the speaker that's on those stages in front of 25,000 right here. What does he look like today in this portion of his journey? That's me. So what is the doctor? You don't just become the doctor. You're the doctor in medical school. You're the doctor in residency. But what do you look like? Are you the person sleeping through that's going to fail, flunk out, whatnot? Or are you the person that's going to be the top of the class that goes on to be the top surgeon in the States? So me, I'm that version of what that guy looks like 10, 20 years from now, right now. Just make sure that you're sowing all into it and not allowing opportunity and time to slide away from you.
Opportunity at a time.
Don't
The
chase
slippity
it.
slip slide away from you.
That fella said, "Don't chase
Come on.
it, because it's running away from you."
Got you.
Oh, I did forget though. I said
No,
be.
go
I
ahead.
did the be right, but now the becoming.
Yes.
So continuing that grind, that process, and then the process, you attract it. You attract the opportunities, you attract the partnerships, you attract the resources, you build, you just attract the money, the income, whatever have you. That's for you. The path has already been laid. It's just for you to get in position to receive it.
Get your magnet on. You better attract it. Mic drop. That's how you feel. You feel it. You feel the mic drop. Mic drop moment.
Over.
Mic drop moment. Mic drop
I'll
moment.
put y'all behind this.
Mic drop moment.
Wow.
Well, good sir, with that answer, with everything that you've brought to the table, with the conversations that you've given our listeners and viewers, we'd like to officially coin you a startup master.
Oh man! I'll
Let
take
everyone and anyone that's tuned into the show right now know where they can find you, book you, and get that upcoming book.
that. So MarquesCRoberts.com is the website. Marcus C. Roberts on Instagram and Twitter, and Marcus Roberts on Facebook is where you can find me. And the book, as I mentioned, should be out this summer. And I know that you all should find something in it, but I hope you all enjoy it and take the time to just give it a look.
Well, good deal, man. When that book comes out, let us know, because we've got other podcasters like Beyond the Bookshelf that would love to sit down, interview you, break down the book, and talk about the things that are happening. So we've got avenues, this is what we do.
That'll be awesome.
We continue to sow back. So
Yeah.
so please keep us posted on that.
Definitely will. Thank you all for having me, and I'm just looking forward to that time.
There it is. KG, where can the good people reach you at?
My good people, you can just look at my lower third where my name is and Google Kalia Guillory. Check out the spelling there. I'm not going to tell you here. It's too many alphabets. But you can catch me on LinkedIn, Facebook, as well as the gram at KOG Speaks. As well, for my YouTubers, I'm at KOG Speaks TV.
There
How about
it
you,
is.
G?
Okay, good folks. For anyone trying to find me, get that information, hit me up at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with the Z across all social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Kick, 1st and 15th at the post office. I'm everywhere, folks. If you need to find me, you can find me. If you got any questions about what we do or deliver here on this show, shoot us an email, startupmasters@thesphere.tv, or hit us across social media platforms at the Sphere TV. Use our coveted hashtag StartupMasters. This has been another excellent episode.
Another one.
And we will see you all next time. Take care.
Peace.